Right then. Oh, phone said that the internet connection was dropping. Hope this comes out. Next in the series of this live painting. I wasn't sure today about the light. It's only just about good enough for me to be, well, it's good enough for me to be painting, but thinking about the videoing at the same time. When I do the finished version and edit it, I can raise the light in the sort of the editing of the video. I think it's just about good enough for me to go live. Right, we're on to the next stage of the bubble slash drops, which is putting the shading on. So there's black shading going at the top, and there's going to be white shading going at the bottom, and then these white bits in the middle of the shadow which create the effect of a light. So I'm going to do some of the black bits, see how much I can get done in this video. So I'm back on the pen, and for the black bit I want to go to the top half of the circle, but slightly to the side, so that for the finished version the light source looks as though it's coming from a bit of an angle. So just start off with the pen, and this definitely is the case that you can add more afterwards, so it's better to put not enough on first and go back and put more on. The reason I use the pen for that rather than the paint acrylics, it is acrylic, but rather than wet paint, is because I've got more control over how much I'm putting on. A bit of water, and then I'm just going to smudge it. Is that the word? Not really the word. Well, sort of. Yeah, it is really. Draw and smudge the black, so you can see what's underneath, but you can see the darkness, and it's going to be shadow. So then I'm just going to clean that off, clean off the brush a bit, and then go back in and push it back. Now you might be thinking, well, that's a bit weird that you're putting it on and pushing it back. But as you can see, when I push it back, I'm pushing it back in that sort of semicircle. I actually need a bit more in there now. That's all right. And when it's finished, the eyes are going to trick us a bit, because when we look at something, we don't actually, got way too much water on there. That's better. I'll talk in a minute. I need to focus. Okay, now, I haven't done one of these for a long time. I'm not sure if that's enough black. I can also go back and add some more. So I'm going to move on to the second of these bubbles, which is a bigger one. Yeah, when we look at something, the brain gets the input signals through the eyes, and what it doesn't do is put all the signals together to form a new image. What it does, because it's quicker, is it uses this, takes all the signals and compares them to what we already know. And that's how optical illusions work, because it's quicker. Sometimes the eyes can fool us, and that's how the bubble slash drop work because we know, our brain knows what the reflections and shadows look like with water bubbles and drops. So you only need to create some of it in reality on the canvas, and the brain will do the rest of the work. Because as the brain looks at this, and obviously you know that the pattern is underneath it because you've seen me paint it, but the brain will see the pattern, see the drops over the top, and see the pattern underneath coming through. That will create a signal to the brain that the bubble slash drop is on top, is actually sitting on top of the pattern. Almost washing a lot of washing off again there. So again, it might look a bit strange, but I'll put it on, and I'm going to put it on, taking it off, I'm going to go back and put it back on again. I knew this one was going to cause me difficulty. I said so, didn't I, at the time, because the black shadow bit at the top is going over a white pattern. That's a bit better. That's a bit more like it. Don't want too much water on the brush, just enough to push this stuff back a bit. Now, that black bit there, I'm pushing it back because I think I've just put that on. That is actually one of these spurs. So I've got two problems with this bubble. A, this black shadow is going over a bold white bit on the pattern, and B, this black is one of these spurs, and it's in the way of the shadows really. Never mind, we'll have to see how it turns out. Quite fun doing these, but if they were to go wrong, there's not a lot you can do about it. So it's fun but precarious. Okay, but I've done enough of these sort of bubble drops in my splodging experience just to accept that you've got to be brave and do them and just carry on and see what happens. Okay. So that's two of them done. I'm trying to keep these lives about 10 minutes. And since the internet, my phone is saying, or Facebook is saying that the internet connection is a bit dodgy, I'm going to shut this one for now. And I might do the next one immediately, or I might leave the next one for a while. Wishing you every health and happiness. I'll speak to you again soon.